poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. He's in a tough spot again. Flashback to case 4. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney Hammond. But Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was the name of the guy in the parking lot? Deputy Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West L.A. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Alright. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Okay, so let's head back to that parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. See you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a dog that's lost its earth.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. So present the letter of introduction. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me goes right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? That old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say the letter introduction, it says invitation. I think you just miswrote it. Great, Detective Gumshoe, I owe you one. No worries, this proves it was from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall isn't a detective, he's a patrolman. That reminds me of something. That is odd. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our cold strike. We like to say, strike out the lands unknown. Manifest destiny, let's have hootin' in.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Okay. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest that this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yes. Right, let's check it out. Okay. You can zoom in with the plus and minus. We have to do that. Let's examine that. The display is still on the redial button. Redial. Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to dial the last number you call. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Okay, so let's hit that redial button. Now I wonder who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, the defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. It's a Steel Samurai theme. Hey, that song, I know that!
Hey, what's going on over there?
Sorry.
I see you, partner. You just pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky.
What? It's my sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone, except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this.
Who did she call?
No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones.
Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone.
What? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number.
I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Okay, so let's examine the trunk. If I can. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S212. Oh, no, 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Okay. So now... talk. The victim. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner.
Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty dog there now? Detective Goodman was stamped here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale.
I think he means the witness's Angel Star.
One stabbed to the chest. Fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambino. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
So there's no motive?
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot?
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon.
I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You calling me out, they shoot you for that in Texas.
Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambino? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short our hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. What's odd, though? Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do, nothing important at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog and I can't find his stash. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against me. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Yes, there is. I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence, arranging testimonies, you name it. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Bambina, it's your sister. Chief Prospector Lana Scott. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What you're saying... what? You're saying Mr. Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Ema? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that just rang, wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Ema? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. A detective is murdered. The suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Well, I have a bad feeling about this too. See you next time for the first trial.